Alright, I'm back with part 2. I hit the start on this thing and it created this layer and I can't figure out what it is. Anyways, we'll get rid of that. Alright, now I was thinking, let's go ahead and fade. Let's give this a little bit of a 3Dness. I'm just having a brain fart here. So let's, first of all, create a new layer, go to Image, Apply Image, hit OK. Now let's fade this outside out a little bit. Let's give it a little bit of depth. That's what I'm And this is just a background. By the time we get pretty close to finish with this, you may not even be able to see it at all. You know? Okay, File. Let's place a C4D. Or wherever you have yours. Alright, let's get something that looks pretty cool in there. Let's see what we got. Something's not too noisy. It's still cool. Okay, this might work. Once again, just kind of move it around, see what you think. Actually, that looks like a good spot. Right there. Okay, enter to place that. And once again, it's got a black background, so you're going to use lighten, screen, color dodge, or linear dodge add. And I want this kind of visible. It doesn't have to be all the way. And then once again, erase off the render. Oh, plus you want the fade brush, 65 maybe, because you don't want it to look blocky. There you go. That looks good there. So just hit right click on this, hit duplicate layer. Okay. Then hit Control T. See how the box comes up? I don't know if you can see that or not. This program likes to leave that kind of stuff out. We're going to move it over here. Actually, we're going to keep turning. Actually, don't look too bad right there. Enter that, then of course erase over. Or you could just set it behind your render, it doesn't matter. You can always move your render back to the top. I don't know if I like that. That white thing kind of takes away from it. Okay, well that's not a problem. The only reason why it's doing that is because it's on the screen. So if you go through, get a paint tool, go down to the bottom there, create a new layer. Underneath these two layers, your C4D layers, get your paint tool, smaller paint tool in there, about 100, that looks about good. Let's change it to a darker color. It's almost too blue. It kind of just makes it come out more. But we're just going to ignore I did that because that might get too complicated. So let's just hit Control T again. Fix that. Let's get a different part of it. Looks like you erased too much of it. Oh, I like that. I ain't too unhappy with that. That looks good. Just enter to place it, replace it. Okay, that's cool. Now come down here. Okay, your two C4D layers. Right click, say merge down. Don't merge visible, merge down. And then just put those two C4Ds as one layer. So now you can go through and edit it both at a time. Blur tool. I kind of blur it up next to her. Don't go too crazy with it because it won't look right. Then take your smudge tool. Okay, go back to your settings and just turn all these off. You just want a flat smudge. Don't get too crazy with it. Maybe even drop it back down to 50. You just want it a little bit, just enough where it looks cool. And if at all possible, if you have C4Ds that aren't on black backgrounds, use those because they're so much better to work with. Right now, it's kind of hard to tell to even see what I'm doing. But yeah, then go back and grab your sharpen tool. The sharpen tool, I think, is like the best aspect of it because it really makes everything stand out on your C4D. Anyway. And then if you want to, go ahead and click on her face a couple times. But that doesn't even count here because we're not messing with that layer. Okay. It's so far so good. It's coming nicely. So let's do some more stuff to this. I think kind of got an explosion look. Let's work with filters. Image, apply image. Okay, and then go ahead and I have her still set on the top, so just turn her off. We'll play with what we got. Filter, sketch. I really like the chrome, but I've done that in a couple other tutorials, so let's do something a little different. Do a torn edge. No, see that doesn't look good. I don't think. That might have some cool effects. Let's try this. Let's see what we can do with that. Okay, after you get that, let's go ahead and fish through. Ooh, now that's really, I like that. But remember, if you do find something cool looking, try not to leave it on your render too. Even though it may look cool, it takes focus off of your render. I think I'm going to settle with that and erase just on her face. Please. Okay. And then we're going to add another. It is very hard to tell her from the background. So I think we're going to add the light source behind her later on. So don't get too upset that you can't see what's going on. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Create a new layer under your render. I don't know if you can see the difference, but we'll make it look good. Okay. File. Place. Find a cool light source. Maybe even a C4D light source. I don't do these anymore. And Willow just gave me a big pack of light sources. I guess we'll look at it. To load in faster. I'm going to add this last light source and cut off to a third. Oh, what really gives cool effects is this guy. We're going to place him here. Alt Shift, of course, if you want to keep it scale. You don't really have to. These things like this, it doesn't really matter. If you look at Adv Sig, this is what I use behind them. Okay, we're going to enter that. Okay, now see how it's different colors? I always told you how to create a new layer and then change the whole thing. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to keep the layers we have in the background. Let's just change this. So just have this layer selected. Go to Image, Adjustments. Okay, first, right-click it and rasterize. Okay, now go to Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. Let's try and change it to one of these colors. Make sure you click colorize. That ain't too far off there. I'm going to try and find one of these colors. I'm kind of colorblind. I think this looks pretty close. So we're going to use that. Hit OK and turn your top layer on. That kind of gives a cool effect. You know, I think I want to erase just a little bit off the C40 here, just to keep it looking good. Alright, I like that. That looks good. And then we can still even add a light source behind it. So let's click below that explosion light source or whatever you put behind your guy. Or if you just put a light source back there, then just ignore this next step. Then I'm going to go to image, or create a new layer underneath those. File, place. Let's get a light source. Pretty bright. Thing is, I can't tell if these are. I want it to look good, but actually, it does look pretty good. I'm going to enter that. But it's taken a lot away. Okay, let's go through it. Anything we don't like, you can always erase off. Of course, you got to rasterize. I want to see my C40. So anything else you like, keep. My main focus is its bright points, just to give it separation from the background. Even go through these filters and see if there's something that may look better, that may blend with your signature better. I like that right there. Oh, okay. I want it bright. Okay, that's fine. Hard light, that'll work. Image. It's already rasterized, and we're going to change the color to try and blend it a little bit more. Image, adjustment, desaturation, colorize. And that took a lot away. Took a lot away from that brightness. That's why. Cancel. I guess because it's just huge color differentials, which is fine. So that's not a very good light source because it's not working with the colors. Okay. Which I just turned it off. We'll delete that layer. Now I'm going to go ahead and end this one. I'm going to start the next one with a light source.